everybody else is sour, you know what I'm saying?
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got the Dolphins' superstar running back. He's the NFL's ultimate red zone back and your leader in rushing touchdowns. It's the Dolphins in the pass, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. You see the numbers on the ground a week ago for Achane. 16 carries, 52 yards.
And simply put, partner, we're witnessing one of the best offensive players in the league so far this season. What he's been doing has him second in rushing across the NFL, and the top spot is clearly in sight. He's confident. His blockers are confident. He's having a heck of a year. And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's second down.
The Dolphins now at 2-5 to start play. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup.
Again, it's Achane. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
That's good for a first down. His second catch of the opening drive. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
So here come the Patriots now on offense. As we get a look at a guy who grew up in Florida, played his college ball, of course, in Louisville. It's the electric Lamar Jackson.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers. Because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So, I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win? Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
the play fake. Here's Jackson. Completing it to the right side. Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 14 yards is the pickup there and a New England first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
And, Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another first down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Play action. It's Jackson.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 23. They go play action now. Jackson. Wide open receiver complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. From back at the 4, here's second and goal. Jackson. And this is taken in by Mitchell for a Patriot touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab.
And the Patriots are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
These two teams all tied after one. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football. As they've got it as we resume action. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Dolphins offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. And he has been a monster in the red zone here in these first couple of months of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
Only able to gain a couple there. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
All right.
Tua going to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down.
Ready.
In motion right here, Washington.
Ready.
A give, running right, Achane. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Now Tua. Complete to Washington. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. Running left, Achane. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 17-yard line.
Hey, get set.
Play action. Now it's Tua. Throw right side. Going to be caught here by Waddle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there, perfectly. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins have taken the lead.
Did my eyes deceive me, or was that an I formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
Little old school eye.
How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fighting through at the 25. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive. So we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack.
Yetur Gross-Matos getting in there to make the play. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Back to throw. And that is incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Patriots take over. New England's offense set to go. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Baker. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 2nd and 6. Play action. Now Jackson. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Here's Jackson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Here's Jackson to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
And his kick is right there. It's good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the 3rd quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. Taking it about the 1. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds. The Patriots offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Lamar Jackson halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Patriots come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just already know our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
And a quick throw here, that's complete.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Ready. East right, snarl. Out.
A run straight ahead with Achane. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Tua. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They'll run. Achane. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Sam Laporta from 3 yards out. And the Dolphins have retaken a third-quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. His way forward, and he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one. I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up 2nd down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now it's Jackson.
That is caught. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 14 yards is the pickup there and a New England first down.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized. Throwing is Jackson. He gets this one to Johnson. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 24-yard line. Back now in Miami. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter.
Hey, Ozzie, sit up.
Jackson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Buying time to his left. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. Jackson going to throw quickly here, complete. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal.
Hey, middle.
Now it's Jackson. Sliding out of the... Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. And not a good time for the sack on second and goal. A loss of 6. And now it's third down. To throw is Jackson. A 3-yard loss. Fourth down now. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This will be spotted at the 20, so it's a 30-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that'll bring him back within a point. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Dolphins offense and running back Devon Achane making their way back out. And he continues to be a nuisance for opposing defenses that are tasked with trying to slow him down. He's currently second in the NFL in rushing.
And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down.
Second and 10.
Go ahead.
Looking to pass. Tua. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Now a second and 10.
Ready, side. Out.
Up the middle, Achane.
And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory.
And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
They'll run for it with Achane. Past the 20. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
Holding offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That is intercepted. And the Patriots are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing, Jackson.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. He's got room at the 30. Look at the big fella go. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. Here's 1st and goal. Here's Jackson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Jackson to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll run here on 3rd and goal. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick is good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
This is 1st and 10.
All right.
Now Tua. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Here's Tua. Here's 2nd down. Tua. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 35. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Clock at 30 seconds. 2nd and 10.
Right here.
Throwing Tua. And he's got his man on the out route. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And his fine first half of the season continues. That is his 50th catch already. Well on his way to the century mark and perhaps even significantly beyond that. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Here we go, 1st and goal.
Yeah, ready.
Tagovailoa.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. So a very interesting final chapter to this proverbial book here in this one, because they were in field goal range, could have won it with a field goal, elect to go for the touchdown. I still don't know what they were doing.
As great as this game was and as dramatic an ending as we had, the post-game press conference is going to be key, because they're going to be asking Coach, why not a field goal attempt there? You got an opportunity to win it right there with your